Salcido, and we have a large donation that was provided by a pet store in Puyallup, Washington, to come out here to help out with the ranchers and the farmers that have lost their fields, their pastures, and try to help out with their recovery as far as the animals and pets. So we have a very large donation of pet food. Can you explain again who you are and how you're helping?
I'm Manthy Salcido. I am a stay-at-home mom. We own the dealership in Mansfield, Washington. I went down to the relief center to move some shampoo bottles because I was going to take my time this year and not do much. They had some hay come in, and I knew that I have a few people up here that are local that probably weren't going to reach out to anybody and tell them they needed help. So I kind of started harassing them with, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? You're dealing with ranchers that, you know, you can drive by and see a big fat haystack, and that's at this point about 4 days max. And the thing about those ranchers is that 4 days max is a lot more than other people have. We have Dogs that is taking care of a lot of our ranchers. We have the Okanagan County Fairgrounds. Naomi Peasley, she's running the Cold Springs division of that. We are just plugging along together and trying to move to recovery as fast as we can, because emergency mode is going to wear out and people are going to be shutting their doors and going home, and you have about 2 weeks on an emergency, and that's it.
Absolutely. And can you kind of explain about how many head of cattle and exactly what is the big priority right now? I know hay is big right now, and I know a lot of Western Washington is shipping a lot of hay over right now. What can we do to try to be able to help get more out here and more recognition on this area? I know our nonprofit is small, but you know, we have been trying as hard as we can to get the outreach and the eyes pointed over here. And like you were saying, there's only around 2 weeks before a crisis kind of ends, but the aftermath, it lingers. And a lot of people, they tend to move on to the next president, the next big thing in the news. And so, what exactly can we try to explain to our supporters about what the big priority is right now?
The biggest thing that I explain to people is between the two fires, you're looking at about 8,000 head of cattle. You're looking at one rancher has probably, I bet, 100 miles of fencing. 100 miles. The number that I came across the other day was, I think it's about $1,000 a mile. I believe, don't quote me on that, that's not 100%, but if I'm remembering right. I have a rancher that's going to be feeding hay until May because there's nothing to put them on. Immediate fencing needs for the ones that need fencing right up around their non-burned areas that they can put, their head in a pasture. Obviously hay non-stop because we just don't have it. We have days, not months. We have, we don't have a stockpile. Absolutely. As it may seem, as we're rolling semis through here, it's not a stockpile. Yeah. It's one day to the next for each rancher, and the ones that are organizing everything, Valerie with Emergency Equipment Solutions, Naomi Peasley, Dogs, they're organizing one day to the next. They're looking at the ranchers and going down the list of who needs hay now, who needs it today, who doesn't have any. It's been awesome to be a part of. It's hard to explain the needs because they're so great. I don't know how to prioritize that.
Absolutely.
We have a rancher that they had a bull come home, and at first it was great. It was awesome. They had World Vet Services come out yesterday. He's not going to make it. He's beyond, anything, and that's in the thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Just another loss, and then there's a few other cows that they've had to put down. They finally found their 20, and the picture she posted on Facebook was, here's this little bitty grassy area, and it's just burned all around it, and they found the rest of their cows in that little area. So we take the small miracles that are huge when we can. Those are wins.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many losses. There's so much, and it's not houses. There's 30 some odd houses, 38 houses, I think I heard the number. That's a lot for us. But this time we're dealing with fencing, agricultural, pasture land, beef. The other day I learned there's a rancher selling out, and then there's another rancher that's selling out. I said, what next?
Yeah.
What do they do? That's their income. So what now? Do they go get a day job? Do they have a home? What do they do? This rancher works for this rancher. This rancher's going under. What next? I want to know. I ask those questions. What's next? Are we looking at day jobs? Are they losing their property, their home? Where are we with this?
Absolutely.
And I feel like it's something that we're not going to see the full effect in a week or 2 weeks. When we went into emergency mode, 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks, and I'm like, so is my rancher down at Jameson Lake, is he going to even have power in 2 weeks? I don't know. He does have power now. They've been amazing. They've gotten all over it very quickly.
Well, everybody, they have their bills, and the aftermath of these fires and the effects of losing pasture. A lot of people don't realize that raw pasture land is what feeds the cattle, and obviously, if the pasture's gone, the stockpiled hay that these ranchers have for the winter, when that's gone, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And so we might be in a disaster now of, oh wow, there's a fire, but 3 months from now, what we're going to be dealing with is huge, because a lot of head of cattle are probably going to not make it, and the beef prices are going to go through the roof. It's this domino effect that we're going to witness within the next couple months, and so trying to get as much help as we can now to the ranchers out here is pivotal. And like you were saying, it's 2 weeks of everybody's thinking about, oh man, those wildfires, oh man, they're really bad. Well, the smoke's going away on the west side. When that smoke's all gone, nobody's going to remember there was a fire. And so Man of Wildfire Logistics, we'd like to bring this to everyone's attention that people are still in need. We still need hay out here. We need as many organizations that we can throughout the state to try to get as much logistics of this figured out. Because trucking isn't cheap, and to be able to get the product up here and to help these people throughout the winter into next season when these pasture lands will finally regrow is monument. It's huge, and there's no insurance. Insurance doesn't cover pasture. Insurance doesn't cover a lot of things, and so it's up to us. And our organization, as little as we are, we're dedicated to try to help. And I know this isn't much, but it is from the bottom of the heart of a business owner in Puyallup. And this is our third or fourth run over here.
Awesome.
To try to help, and it's needed. There's just so few organizations that are helping, and there's so much need. So please, if you see this, if you have an organization, if you have a cousin that's a business owner, if you have an uncle who works with trucking, please let them know these ranchers over here, they still need help. Even after this crisis goes away, they're still going to need help. So,